Hey guys, it's Daddy here. I wanted to take an opportunity to do a video for you today on washing your down gear. Now that can be your top quilts, your under quilts, could be your Blackrock down beanie if you got one of those, and if you don't, I highly recommend them. They're pretty freaking sweet. Could be a down vest or jacket or anything that has goose down, duck down, that type of thing in it. It's a good practice to have. And quite frankly, it's kind of intimidating to a lot of folks. They don't want to bother with it or don't want to touch it because it's a little scary. They're afraid they're going to screw it up. Well, that's the purpose of our video today. So, what do you need in order to wash your down quilts? Well, the first thing you need is a bathtub. Now, I'm hand washing mine because I don't like to trust mechanical washers. Whether it's a front load or even a top load, the agitators on those, I'm just a little concerned about that damaging my delicate gear. Doing it as a hand wash works just a little bit better to me. I think it's safer for the product, and so there we are. The second thing you need is a dryer. Good front load dryer, something where you can adjust the heat properly or do no heat. We'll talk more about that as we go through the process, is a big must. The next thing you need is a good down wash. I happen to be using the Nick Wax down wash. You can use that, or you can use, say, one of the Dr. Bonner's magic soaps that he offers. The key is you want a soap that is a non-detergent soap. So that's key. Another thing you're going to want and that you'll need are tennis balls. Yes, you need tennis balls. Tennis balls are really important for the drying process, and we'll talk more about that as we go through. Mine happen to be pink, and the laughter subsides. Excellent. And then the last thing you need is some free time. Well, I've got some today, and so I'm taking advantage, and I'm going to wash my Enlightened Equipment top quilt, Revelation XL. Love that thing. The first thing you're going to want to do is you want to keep your top quilt, or your quilt in general, you want to keep it compressed until you're ready to wash. I've got mine in this little compression sack, or stuff sack I should say, and I've kind of smooshed it down pretty small because I want to keep that compressed while I'm in the process of doing before I start the process of doing the washing. I want as much of the air out of that as I possibly can get because it's going to aid me when I get ready to wash it. The next thing you want to do is you want to put warm water, not hot and not cold. You want warm water, warm to the hand, about 8 inches in your standard tub. So I'm going to fill my tub up and then we'll come back. Okay, so there we go. 8 inches of water, plus or minus, in the tub, nice warm, lots of suds. I went ahead and put my soap into the water, let that dilute, get pre-mixed there a little bit. The thing you want to do is make sure that you follow the instructions on the bottle, guys. This is not where you want to wing it. For once in your life, if you're a guy, take a minute, read the instructions. That's all I got to say on that. Now, next thing you want to do is you can take your quilt or whatever down item it is that you're washing, and you can take it out of the bag and put that in the water, or you can just simply take the bag and submerge it in the water. The less air, the better. Because this is what you're trying to do in getting that quilt in the water. You want to get as much air out of that quilt as you possibly can. And we're going to let that guy sit back over there. So you'll need to knead this, open hands, get it down in the water, get as much of the air out of there as you possibly can. This is going to take a while. It's going to take some effort. So just take the time, stick with it, get it done. See the bubbles. Ooh. Yeah, that sounds like what I did when I was a kid. Thinking about the tiny bubbles. Don Ho. Who remembers Don Ho? In the wine makes me feel happy. Makes me feel fine. Tiny bubbles in my down makes it clean, so I don't frown. So after you've been doing this for a little while, what you wind up with is your quilt kind of looks like a dead squid or a dead jellyfish or something in the water. So I've gotten a lot of the water, air out, and she is got a lot of soap in there. She's looking really good. So now what I want to do is I want to let it soak for about 10-15 minutes. So now that your quilt has soaked for a while, we're going to let all of the wash water out of this tub, and we're going to try to squeeze as much of the water out of the quilt as we possibly can. Now, if your bath water and your quilt were really bad, you might want to repeat steps 2 through 4. Wash it again, just to make sure everything's good and clean. Mine's a little bit discolored. I think most of that is from the dyes in the fabric, and quite a bit of it, I'm sure, is dirt, sweat, goose, hootis, gradu, nastiness. But it's gone now. So I'm happy with this. And so now I'm going to rinse this off and get it cleaned up. So drain the water, squeeze the water out of your quilt. There you go. When you're done doing that, you're going to fill the bathtub back up with clean water, no soap, about 6 to 8 inches again, and go through the rinse cycle. Okay, so now I have changed out the water. We've got fresh, clean water into the tub. And now I'm back into the kneading process. This is where I'm basically trying to get as much of the soap out of the down that's in the quilt as I possibly can. So I'm going to go back to that kneading process that I did when I first washed it. And this time though, instead of trying to get the dirt out, I'm trying to get the soap out. Okay, so I'm done with the kneading process. I've gotten what I think to be pretty much all the soap out of it. Now I'm just going to let it soak for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to rinse it under some running water after I let all the water out of the tub. From there, it's on to the dryer. Okay guys, so what you want to do now is you want to put your quilt in the dryer. Get that in there, and then you want to take your tennis balls. Just drop those in there too. Real important. The tennis balls, basically, as this is tumbling and drying, they're going to break up those clumps of down and make sure that everything gets fully dried. Without the tennis balls, it's going to take a whole lot longer. So, close her up. And then we come to your heat settings. Now, if your fabric shells on your down product are really thin, let's say like a 5D or even a 10D Dinar type fabric, you may elect for no heat. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to make sure that our temperature setting is on low. I've cleaned out my trap for the lint Save that. It makes excellent fire start. And I'm going to put this on basically a delicate or an air tumble cycle. I want something where it's going to be fairly gentle. Don't like the time dry, so we're going to go permanent press. Very dry. Has kind of a cool down section on it. And again, I've got the temperature set to low. So, there you go. Now it's probably going to take at least one cycle, could possibly take two. But the idea is for it to go until it's completely dry and all those clumps are broken up. So once this is done, we'll come back and we'll take a look and see how our down quilt came out. And here we go. There's our completed top quilt, freshly washed. Once you bring it out of the dryer, what you want to do is you want to take that and just kind of massage it around and rework the down back into the baffles and kind of spread it around. I can tell you for a fact that this is, the loft in this right now is easily double what it was before I washed it. It'd been a good 2 years. Boy, it was looking pretty sad, but man, she is fresh as a daisy now. So, hope you guys have enjoyed the little tutorial there on washing your down gear. Hope you find it useful, and hopefully I've demystified a little bit of what it is to wash that gear and take care of it. It's really quite simple and really quite safe. Hope you guys enjoy it. See you down the trail.